It's Leon Bailey, and Bailey scores! The Reggae Boyz have rescued it here in stoppage time.
Jamaica recommended starting 11 for the 2025 Gold Cup. Join Premier 7 right now for the big chat. Greetings and welcome to another episode on Premier 7. I am your host, Ryan Nelson, coming to you today with a video of importance as it relates to the Jamaica men's national team, specifically in regards to the recommended starting 11 for the Gold Cup campaign of this year. We can understand that Jamaica will roll things off against Guatemala at 9 o'clock on the 16th of June 2025. But we can understand that there has been some news that has broken the air that one or two of our key players will not be available. And in that case, I don't want to just focus on the Guatemala game, but to provide you with a team that I see can be starting as the main. And of course, this is a test for Jamaica. It is not a walk in the park that we're going to win the Gold Cup. But before I dive into the team that I believe would be good enough, I just want to share a poll that I have done in recent times. And it states here that should I cover a video on Jamaica best 11 for the upcoming Gold Cup 2025? From that you can see on the screen, I have 102 votes with majority saying yes, nope with 11%, and 9% saying not sure. So you can see that 8% went in favor of saying go ahead Premier 7 and get the video done. And the fans speak, so I am here to do such. As you can see as well, 10 likes, 2 comments. A big shout out to Loudmouth Football. He said yes as a comment that I realized. So he's a Liverpool fan, but not to worry. He's a friend of mine and he falls into the amount of persons who wishes to see Premier 7 get the video done. And in that case, people, Premier 7 have 1,971 subscribers. You can see now that the aim of Premier 7 is to reach to the 2,000 mark. So if you're new to the channel, please go ahead and subscribe. If you are already a subscriber, then you know what to do. So with no further ado, let me get my tactics board up to show you what I think would be the best recommended 11 for the Gold Cup. But of course, as fans, you can let me know if you have something else in mind. But you know what? I have something to kick things off for Jamaica going forward because we can't ease up. We can't just be a walkover in a no game. So all of them teams that we are going to face, watch out for this.
Slayback music.
Yo, I wish someone a try, dog. Push shot the bus, boom, ball a kick, all a gun. War kick up, so him a go run. Why could a pass like boat on a London? Gunshot cut like, but the buff a ground. The dog go down, here's a steam trump and the muzzle when me bust the gun. More ammunition feed, the cyphers puncher ship, pick that money gun. So that are the warning to all of them teams there, what they in our group. Panama, Guadeloupe, and Guatemala. All right. So let me just dive right into the importance of today's video in details relating to the recommended 11 for the national team. So on screen, you can see that I go for a 4-2-3-1 formation. I think this formation is more balanced. I think it suits the players who I'm going to use better. And it has been a formation that Jamaica can play. Down below, you're seeing the logo of the team and, of course, our coach in Coach Steve McLaren. So let me just dive into who should be our goalkeeper. I think this is a no-brainer. for many Jamaican fans, and even those who are not Jamaican fans, it has to be Andre Blake as the man who will lead from the back as the captain of the Jamaica men's national team. Do you disagree? I don't think that you would, and I don't think that you should, because he has been a long-lasting servant for the national team. He has always represented himself well on and off the pitch, and yeah, I mean, no debate. He's a leader, he's a legend of the national team, and he continues to deliver high-profile type of saves for the team behind those who are in front of him, and lead as a man that believes that Jamaica deserves more than just the norm. All right, so to the right back section of the team, I mean, we understand that we have Lembi Kisa. We understand that we have Joel Latibodier. I am a huge fan of Dujan Sterling, but he has not been a part of the Jamaica team. So, I mean, we have to choose between a Lembi Kisa or a Latibodier. And by way of all means, it has to be a Joel Latibodier. And people, as I've said before, if you have anything to say, disagree or agree, then you know Premier 7 is not a biased platform. I present contents that people can really and truly share their opinion. So we understand that Joel Latibodier played in the previous game against Guatemala. He looked solid. He looked focused. We saw that he sometimes go into the midfield to add more solidity to it, to add more connection with his teammates on the pitch. And I think that based on his experience playing for Coventry as well, he is the rightful balance in the back four with those who I am going to put alongside him. So he's a reliable right back who knows when to tuck in and when to push forward. Joel, of course, is more tactical in shape compared to Alembi Kisa, and is more sharp as well based on his idea or understanding of being a centre back as well. So he have that more defensive awareness, and I think he will be a perfect fit to link up the play with those who are above him. All right, so to the right hand side of the centre back, I mean, it is going to be between Richard King or Damian Lowe. I'm a huge fan of Richard King, but I think that Damian Lowe, he has been more of a leader. He's a very mature player, and I think he has received sticks from the fan base for which he deserves at times. But I think that in this competition, we're trying to build for the future, as in to go into the World Cup. And I think Damian Lowe is not far-fetched or far-stretched ahead of Richard King, but I think in this competition, Damian Lowe has the experience, and I think he would be the best fit to play in the back four. So he's one of our most trusted names in defense, and he brings that aggression, aerial dominance, and leadership, and that is what the backline needs. You cannot have only the keeper who is talking. You have to have somebody as well who can help bring the team forward. And I think Richard King do possesses such attributes as well, but I think Damian Lowe is the best fit. I saw in the game against Guatemala, he looks less reckless, he looks more focused, he looks more calm, he looks more steady Eddie, and that is what I want to see from Damian Lowe, and I think he should be the man to play as the right-sided centre-back in the national team. Now, to the left of Damian Lowe, Holgate has been playing quite decent. I mean, his form looks quite appreciated by the fan base, inclusive of myself, but I think no one can replace an Ethan Pinnock. I don't think no one in the Jamaica men's national camp is as more defensively capable and disciplined or experienced with results as well than a Ethan Pinnock. I don't think we even lose so much games when he's playing in the team. He's a leader by example. We see that at the highest level in the Premier League. He is a starting centre back for Brentford. So if he's a starting for Brentford, and I'm seeing that he fits well in Jamaica's system, then he has to be the man who has to play alongside a Damian Lowe. So his Premier League poise and his positioning sense is quite calm and excellent to see. He's left-footed as well, so he provides the balance between the right-hand side and the left-hand side. And he's an essential player in terms of making well-known passes to those who are in the midfield or to make some diagonal crosses. And I think as well, when it comes on to set pieces, he's a threat in the air. So he actually provides that leadership ability in the camp, and he is that one that can be an example for those who to come. So it has to be an Ethan Pinnock. Now, is it a no-brainer for the left-hand side of the defensive line? Is it Greg Lay? Is it Amara Bill, I mean, I am more in favor of an Amara Bill. A player who I think that looks more composed under pressure, a player who I don't think will lose his crew. He's a very calm player based on personality, based on how he even conducts himself, even in difficult games. He's not a reckless player, and I think he is good going forward as well. Also good coming back. He's aware of his team by now, and he has scored for Jamaica in the past. So I think he is a good option with his experience as well, left-footed, providing the balance, and also he captained the national team before, so he know what it means to be a leader, and that is also what we need to add to Jamaica men's national team back line. So Bell is consistent as well, he's disciplined, and he does the basics quite well, really caught out of position, and always willing to make the supportive run as needed for the national team. Now, on this side, it has to be that is the 8 going box to box. It's a no-brainer. We call for this player. He has been performing, and it has to be a Jonathan Russell. Should I even sit here and explain why Jonathan Russell should be in the side? Absolutely not. But I have to say something. This guy is the meaning of what Jamaica needs for a long time whenever it comes on to scoring goals, providing that balance, providing that calmness in the midfield, playing to his strength. And I think Jonathan Russell, who has scored for Jamaica in the Unity Cup, I think he also scored against Guatemala, is rich in form, is hungry to represent as always. And regardless of him being out of the team for a very good time, he came back and has proven himself that I was one of those missing pieces that the team needed from a long time ago. So that true box-to-box force. He brings the height as well in the team. He brings the strength. He drives the ball quite well from the midfield. He breaks the line with his passes, and he wins the second ball quite often. So that's the man who you need to keep the tempo of the game and to connect the dots between the back line, the midfield as well, and the front line, and even contribute defensively, scoring goals, and all of those important factors. So it's nothing to say even beyond this about a Jonathan Russell. He has to be the man to start. Now, we can understand that our key DM in an Isaac Hayden is not a part of the Gold Cup team because he is injured. So for me, who is the better option to play? And I think going forward, Jamaica have to make this competition a life lesson that we have to have somebody who can play a similar role to a Isaac Hayden. Not to say to start above him, but to compete against him just in case he's not available. This person can be a starter. I wanted to see more of Brandon Cover. He has not been in the team for the Gold Cup, and I don't see him playing much games for Jamaica. At this stage, we have players who have represented before, and I don't want to say Damian Lowe. The experiment, to me, for Damian Lowe, it should be over, but maybe he has that starting ideology to the coach that he should be the DM as well, whereas Richard King play in the back line with a Ethan Pinnock. But for me, I want for my players to be specialists in their main position first, then to be changed. So it has to be a Anderson to start as the DM for Jamaica. So we can understand that this guy would need some more experience and he may not be the best option, but who is a better option than him without having a Isaac Hayden? His main position is to play as a box-to-box midfielder. He have goals in him, but he always reminds me as a mini Kamavinga. And if I'm wrong to you people based on my observation or based on your own belief, then you can let me know. But this guy, there's something about his defensive work that I think can get better. And there's something about him that he have an eye on goal as well, who can provide that balance for Jamaica. When Russell goes forward, he can be the man to cover. It's not all about the pace, it's all about the technicality as well, and the vision and the chemistry with the team. So even though he can play out of this position, he also can play it. And I think with him being right there, he's a rising star in the making. This is going to be a big test for him, but it will build him to be more of a composed player. I don't think he's a player who even is easily pressured. So his confidence, his tackles, and everything will come to fruition. And I think he's one of those players who can be for the future as well. So a brilliant player by way of his age, not 24 as yet, younger than that. So I think that this experience is going to be necessary for a Anderson. Now, the man who should play the attacking midfield role, persons are debating between a Bobby Reid or even a Demarai Gray. based on understanding, based on current form, based on team understanding, it has to be a Demarai Gray. It has to be a Demarai Gray. I mean, I am a fan of Bobby Reid, but Bobby Reid was injured. I think his form is unquestionable when he plays for Jamaica, really. He's one of those players who is always available. Sometimes he have bad games like other players, but he is one of those names who will be on the paper, may not be starting, but has to come from the bench in that case to me, a Bobby Reid. But he's behind a Demarai Gray, who I think have good link-up plays, who is technical as well, who Guatemala would fear because they have played against him before. And, it is something that we have to understand. When players cause others to have fear, then you have to put them back into a game that even make that team have fear. So without any question, Demarai Gray has to be the man to play as the number 10. And the thing is, a player who is somewhat unpredictable as well. You can never know what he's going to do as an opposition team, and that is a trick that this guy have up his sleeve. So we don't have Revel Morrison, for which I think should have been in the squad, but I don't want to cause any problems here. So I'm going to focus on who is available based on the selection, and it has to be a Demarai Gray. Now, right wing, no question. This man has found his feet. He has found his form. Not scoring the goals as we want as yet, but I think his dribbling is unquestionable. His understanding as a player on the team who opposition teams will do fear as well. If he really hits that Aston Villa form, Leon Bailey has to be the man to start as the right wing option. He's capable to bring across some majestic and magical flair to the team. His connection with his teammates is good as well. He is not a player who causes division, for which I appreciate as well in the national team. And regardless of the flaws that he may have in the past, the last 2 games, he looks quite rich. He looks quite hungry to play. And I think Bailey has to be the man to play on the right wing. No question about that. I will just fill in this slot right away, because there's no question about who should play at this position, the left wing. So I'm not sure what is happening to the Ronaldo Cephas card, but I mean, it's not on me to blame myself, but he has to be the man to play in this position, Ronaldo Cephas, as a left wing option. One of the best players in form right now for the national team. Has been very much reliable as an attacker in several games. Is a player who plays to his strength, very much scary for defenders. In a counter-attacking team, Cephas would be ideal. And I think going forward for Jamaica, yes, we cannot rely on him in all games, but he is right now one of our best, if not our best winger in the Jamaica men's national camp. So Cephas, who is giving me some trouble right here, not coming into the plaque, but it has to be Ronaldo Cephas. I think that is something then which is somewhat creative to not see him here, because it is somewhat a case then when defenders are looking to see if he's coming towards them and tackle him, he has already been out of their side. So Ronaldo Cephas has to be the man right there. And I think Warner Brown will give the same issue right here. But I mean, I will remain blameless in this case. So it has to be 2 key players who decide to give me trouble here, a Warner Brown and a Ronaldo Cephas. But Warner Brown is a player who is on fire. Now you see me, now you don't. Doesn't mean that he's not in form. It means that defenders don't know when he's going to run up on them and to score goals. So Warner Brown, he is a true representation of Jamaica. And I love the fact that as a local player, he is the best striking option right now. If he's not playing, then you may see a Mikel Antonio starting at the front of the national team. But I mean, it has to be a case then that Warner Brown is the man who is sharp, a killer instinct player, raw, hungry for scoring more goals, and his form is quite rich. So it has to be Warner Brown who is leading the front line. So as you can see here, the back line is Blake, Latibodier, Lowe, Pinnock, Bell, Russell in the midfield, Anderson as well. In the 3 before the striker, it has to be Leon Bailey, Demarai Gray. I mean, Ronaldo Cephas, who is giving me some trouble, is absent in that case, but he is going to fit in the national team without a doubt. And of course, the man himself, Warner Brown, to fit that gap. So people, it is now my time to conclude. I do apologize for the incident that took place right there. But as I've said before, it is out of my control. But let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section related to Jamaica recommended 11 starting in the CONCACAF Gold Cup. You let me know what you think. And when you drop your comments, you don't know Premier 7 will always reply. So take care, goodbye, until we meet again.